As we mentioned at the top of the show, after 15 extensions, New York State finally has a budget, and the city of Buffalo is getting an additional $25 million in funding.
We are joined now by political analyst Jack O'Donnell with O'Donnell and Associates to dive into the finalized spending plan. So finally, there is a budget deal, there's a budget agreement, and that budget is now law. 15 budget extenders. How do you think the politics of all this plays out? Does the average person really care about 15 budget extenders?
I don't think so. You know, those extenders mean that services continued, police and fire were funded, schools were funded. As long as those things are happening, I don't think people care how long it takes. You know, they care about the final result and what's in there and what it means for them.
Did anything stand out to you? Of course, obviously here at home, the big sticking point for us is the additional $25 million for Buffalo. Is there anything else that when you heard that it was put into the final budget stood out?
I don't think there were a lot of surprises, right? Because that's what we've learned as this process kind of dragged on, right? We heard a lot from the governor about her priorities. We've heard from the legislators, right? So there weren't a lot of surprises here. There were a few places where they met in the middle. I think Crystal Peoples-Stokes, our majority leader in her last budget, said it very well last night. She said it might not be pretty, but it's done.
Yeah, and in terms of the actual reforms and priorities, it looks like the governor was able to get what she wanted on car insurance fraud. Where do you think that the meeting of the minds really came into trying to find a balanced budget here, and they were able to reach a deal?
Yeah, so she got a lot. I mean, she made auto insurance changes a priority, right? And I think she got about 70% of that, right? There's some nuance about liability and severability that was lost on a lot of us who are not, full-time lawyers. But so there were compromises there, right? She also wanted to push back some of the climate changes a little longer. They compromised on 2030, right? So there are a lot of places here where I think we really met in the middle, and that's usually good.
One of the big things, of course, that she is now touting is the fact that the governor will be sending out checks to families. Rising utility costs is something that we've been talking about constantly here at on our station, but it's obviously something that people all across New York State are feeling. Do you think that families will see this and throw their support behind Governor Hochul?
Yeah, I mean, the governor's been talking a lot about affordability, right? We are going to see these utility rebate checks. They're going to come out, unsurprisingly, not far before Election Day. And that helps, right? Every little bit helps. But a couple $100s, 3 months from now doesn't really change what you're feeling every day when you go fill up your tank of gas or trying to buy groceries. So, I think it's a minor change, but it's something that the legislature and the governor are really happy about, and it's a start.
All right. Of course, Republicans, they feel differently, though, about this budget, or at least many of them. Some of them are saying that this is an irresponsible budget. Of course, it's late. It's not really addressing the issues. Where do you think the politics, again, plays when Democrats and Republicans, you would hope to think that, they could work together more on some of these pressing issues for New Yorkers? The politics, though, it appears, though, that they're still pretty separated on some of these major issues. What do you anticipate happening maybe later in the year on some of these top issues?
Yeah, there's definitely a big partisan divide here, right? But some of that are also the politics of New York. It used to be that we had a Republican majority in the Senate, a Democratic majority in the Assembly, and they really had to kind of meet in the middle there to get something done. Now Democrats have supermajorities in both houses of the legislature, a Democrat in the governor's mansion. So you're going to see Democratic priorities in these budgets.
We talked about the additional funding to Buffalo. Since Governor Hochul took office, have we seen more of a focus on Western New York and possibly additional funding, obviously, because this is her hometown? Yeah,
I don't think anybody can dispute that Buffalo has done very well under Governor Kathy Hochul. Now, a lot of that is, we see it this year. You mentioned the additional 25, but it's actually 65 since last year, an increase in money for the city of Buffalo. But we see it in other programs and investments around here. We see it in someone who understands the cost of living and the economy up here, right? I think the her changes to the CLCPA are really rooted in understanding upstate New York, where we still have some manufacturing, and making sure that we're protecting those jobs. So I do think that Western New York's doing well under the governor.
Do you think that this budget misses the mark on anything of significance?
Well, I think the biggest question about this budget is how much we're spending, right? It's $268.5 billion. That's an awful lot of money. It continues to go up quickly, right? Education, healthcare spending continue to go up well higher than the rate of inflation. So how much can we afford it? At what point will there be a reckoning on that? I think those are the biggest questions here.
All right, Jack, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Only 307 days left till the next budget's due.
I know, and we will be seeing you then at the same very spot, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thanks for putting it out there. We can't wait for the next budget negotiation to get underway.